The India women's cricket team is going to the World Cup final. If you had said this in the 90s, people would think you had checked into a mental asylum. There was hardly any money reserved for women's cricket. The India women's cricket team was in desperate need of a leader to help them challenge on the world stage. Imagine, then a fairly simple girl appearing every day at 5 a.m. cricket practice to join in at the boys-dominated academy. Wasn't she supposed to be enjoying her favorite Bharatnatyam dance like the other South Indian girls? This is the captivating story of determination, practice and persistence of a young cricketing star called Mithali Raj. Mithali Raj was born on 3rd December 1982 to Durai and Leela Raj in Jodhpur, Rajasthan. Her father was an airman in the Indian Air Force and he encouraged both her and her brother Mithun Raj to play cricket. He was a visionary father who had a noble aim that women can succeed just as well as men in cricket. As long as there was practice and perseverance, there was a chance to succeed. However, getting up at dawn every day nearly put young Mithali off cricket completely. Coming back with cuts and bruises was not what most girls would sign up to. South Indian parents would be alarmed if their daughters came back with visible injuries. And believe it or not, it might even cause family stress due to fear over marital prospects. On the contrary, Mithali was ready for a scrap, like a young tiger ready to fight. Practicing with the boys had made her a competitor, and a regimented approach developed those skills even further. Remember that she had a competitive dancing talent. Well-rehearsed dancers have excellent footwork, but surely cricket and dancing are unrelated. The valuable skills learned in both talents were somehow going to combine. Domestic competition was beckoning when she joined the well-known Railways cricket team in Delhi, and she did well. Surprisingly, it wasn't long before this talented youngster was thrust into the national setup at just 16. She debuted with 100 in a one-off one-day international against Ireland. If that didn't raise some eyebrows, look at what happened next. At just 19 years old, she became a record breaker. The youngster went and hit an amazing 214 against England in only her third test match at Taunton, Somerset. She broke the record set in the previous year by Karen Rolton, who made 209 runs. It was a phenomenal feat achieved at such a young age. 3 years later, she was made the Indian captain. At 22 and already carrying the weight of the nation on her shoulders, you could sense that this was destiny for the young star. If you think things couldn't get tougher, the team needed a leader for the World Cup in 2005. The most successful teams up to this point were Australia, England, and New Zealand. It was the first time you could see a subcontinent team being truly competitive in this format. India was excellent in the tournament. They stunned the previous winners, New Zealand, in the semi-final, beating them comfortably by 40 runs. Mithali led by example. For her, the New Zealand bowlers were tiger fodder, as she stroked her way to an unbeaten 91 runs of 104 balls. This included 9 fours in a match-winning knock. The Indians came second, only to a very strong Australian team with the likes of expert batter Karen Rolton. They had front-line bowlers Fitzpatrick, Nitschke, and outstanding Australian fielders who executed 4 run-outs to crush Indian hopes in a tough run chase. Mithali captained the side again in 2017, and this time, the team performed even better. In the 7-match group stage, India beat everyone except for Australia and South Africa. There were some expert performances from Mithali, scoring an impressive century against New Zealand, a super 109 of 123 balls. India crushed New Zealand by 186 runs. She made very good half-centuries, helping India defeat both Sri Lanka and England. They even stunned their nemesis in Australia in the semi-finals, where new stars like Harmanpreet Kaur delivered match-winning performances. India came within a tiger whisker of that coveted World Cup trophy, but were squeezed by England in the end, missing out by just 9 runs in a thrilling chase. New stars were coming through in this exciting India side. The future was bright, and leading the side to 2 World Cup finals were proud moments. One-day cricket was a highlight for Mithali's career. To date, she's the highest run scorer in women's ODI history, scoring close to 8,000 runs at an average of 50. She's also the first player to score 7 consecutive 50s in ODIs. Next, we go on to Test cricket and some memorable knocks against England. Back then, a touring Indian women's side beating England on their own soil would be the stuff of dreams. They did it first in 2006 in a 2-test series. The important decider at Taunton, Somerset was decided by a really important 100 partnership between Mithali Raj and Anjum Chopra. The feat was repeated again in 2014, and India got the crucial performance at Wormsley, England. Captain Raj hit an unbeatable half-century to beat England in a low-scoring game. Remember when T20 cricket was taking off in the men's game? Well, the women's game was not too far behind. Mithali Raj was suited to the format, as you can see here, scoring 4s and 6s against many international teams. But on the whole, India performed poorly to begin with. The 2012-13 and 2015-16 World Cup were ones to forget, as India didn't adapt to the format well enough. It was in the 2018 T20 World Cup they had a genuine chance. The side was packed with more exciting stars and the stage was set. Mithali, batting at the top of the order, hit half-centuries against Ireland and Pakistan to set India on the way to the knockout stage. Then, a selection blunder saw her being left out of the semi-final. It was a seismic shock and arguably too big a hole to fill, as India were thrashed by 8 wickets at the hands of England. The team had done so well but shot themselves in the foot. This caused a furore on social media, while rumors of a dispute between player and management surfaced. How could such an experienced star that served India for a long time be left out at such an important moment? Would you have omitted Sachin Tendulkar out of the semi-final stage? It contributed to her retirement from the game. Mithali Raj has carried India women's cricket for 2 decades with a tiger-like finesse. What were your favorite memories? It is phenomenal how one magical player has helped fuel an explosion of many talented stars in the India women's game. What do you think? Has Mithali Raj changed the face of women's cricket in India? You need a tiger's roar to cause a reaction, and the world certainly got one with the magnificent Mithali.